A lifestyle of the rich and unemployed. You heard that right. Almost 3,000 millionaires have been collecting unemployment benefits. That means when you and I are at work, our tax dollars are going to a guy who's sitting at home with $1 million or more bucks in the bank. No joke. Join me now from the Tax Policy Center is Robertson Williams. Bob, clear this up for me because it sounds crazy. Is it crazy?
Well, it is and it isn't. On the one hand, people have paid into unemployment compensation. Your employer pays a little bit of tax every month to the government. That builds up an unemployment compensation fund. When you lose your job, you collect insurance, the same way you collect insurance if your house burns down. We don't say when your house burns down, you get the insurance if you don't make very much money, but if you're a millionaire, you don't get the insurance. The second point to make is these are tax returns that have $1 million of income on them and also show unemployment compensation. It could be that a second person in the family has been laid off, a school teacher, someone working at a much lower paid job, and it's that person getting the unemployment compensation, not the person earning $1 million.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole point of Social Security is to provide security for people who aren't secure financially, but sounds like someone returned with a tax return of in excess of $1 million sounds pretty secure to me.
Well, they certainly are. They're in better shape than you or I probably. But the issue is not are they secure or not. The issue is did they have insurance against losing their jobs? They lose their job, they collect the insurance.
All right, Bob, hang in there. I want to bring the panel in. Charles,
sure
you all right with this? This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. You know, you've got the contractual part of it, people paying into it. You know, we talk a lot on Varney and Company about Social Security. I had a guy send me an email. He's like 78. He's upset. I put 400 grand into this. It's not welfare. I put money into it. I deserve it. So, you know, a lot of people think millionaire and automatically think people are set for life. I know a lot of millionaires that live above their means, but
geez, I'm crying.
Oh man! But the fact is, if someone paid into it, then they should get the benefit.
I agree with you. Go ahead, Curtis. I'll defer.
We have some room at Gitmo. Can we start waterboarding again? Eric Holder, please. A millionaire pimping off of unemployment.
With my man.
I want to torture these people.
I disagree. So look at this. You asked me the question going out to the break. You asked me, should people get more benefits after 99 weeks? I'm like, yeah. Well, here's a way to do it. If you earn 30 grand and you lose your job, I would say you need the unemployment benefits a heck of a lot more than if someone who earns over $1 million loses his job. Here's the point. Legally, constitutionally, contractually, you're right. The problem is if there's only so much money and we have to live within our means, don't we have enough compassion, Eric, that we would say the $30,000 person should get more benefits over more time?
Hey, Steve, I'm glad you brought that up, Steve.
Sure.
I'm going to go to the other Steve. And it turns out that when President Obama brought the amount of time that you can stay on unemployment from 26 weeks up to 99 weeks, you know what happened to the duration of people staying on unemployment? It doubled. It went from 19 weeks at the beginning of his presidency to just about 35 weeks now. So offer more, they take more, and I guess that includes millionaires.
Well, there's no jobs out there. Places like Yuma, Arizona, there's 30% unemployment. A job opening comes up, about 500 people go and show up to try to get it. I hate that this is happening with the millionaires, but they did pay into it. You know, it's a deal's a deal. The law has to be changed. The law has to be changed so that people earning over a certain amount of money, don't pay unemployment insurance and don't get it if they happen to become unemployed.
Bob, can you imagine if Social Security goes bankrupt or runs out of money and all these people are going, wait a minute, we paid in. Meanwhile, those millionaires back then were collecting unemployment benefits. There'd be riots in the streets.
It definitely upsets people. One thing, though, that might bother you even more is the fact that this year and last, the first $2,400 in unemployment compensation is not subject to income tax. That applies to the millionaires as well as those with $30,000 of income. So if you want to get upset about something, get upset about the fact they're not only collecting this money, but they're not paying income tax on it.
Wow.
Charles, we actually did a little research on it. Someone said, hey, by the way, do Congress people and senators have to pay Social Security? Yes, they have to pay in. Thank goodness for that. Is the system broken? Does it work?
Well, come on. We know the system is broken. And this is why you wonder why only Chris Christie has the political will to go out there and say it's important.
Did you say political will?
Political will.
Weren't you thinking something else?
Intestinal fortitude?
I'll let Curtis tell me that one.
Curtis is the one.
No, Eric.
Watch this. He's good.
The onions. Political onions.
But you know what? He's right. It is about onions and it's about something else. I love when people, here and on other networks will say, we need less government. We need government to get out of the way. Let the marketplace dictate. Well, how about the marketplace dictate? Listen how cruel this is, Eric. You lost your job. And if you have $1 million, the marketplace dictates, yes, it's a contract, but here's my point. Less government sometimes means we don't have the unemployment dollars to pay you. So maybe we should start cutting that back.
But they shouldn't have paid into it in the first place. But because you made $1 million doesn't mean you have $1 million also.
Yeah, but less government sometimes means spending less. This is an example, in my opinion, where it's not a top priority.
No one argues with you.
We're going to leave it there, and I'm completely confused by Addabado right now. Thank you,
because I'm
Robert
complex. That's what it is.
Coming up, 4 reasons why bomb shelter sales have taken off.